couple of months ago my horse went lame and we thought it was a hoof abscess. Couldn't find anything, so we thought maybe it was just a bad case of thrush, which he definitely has thrush anyway. And you can see his frog's peeling off. It eventually just fell off. Then a few days later, the whole of his sole started peeling off, and you can see that blood right down near the toe. That really worried me. So my barefoot trimmer removed the sole and it was looking cleaner, but there's still that area near the toe that we were really worried about. But we got him some composite shoes just to make him more comfortable. We got the vet involved and you can see that black line of tar. So the vet said to hot tub his hoof twice a day, give him some antibiotics, and there was still no improvement. So we got the vet back out to re-x-ray without the shoe on, and the farrier also had to cut away part of his hoof wall to remove the infected tissue, see if there was a keratoma in there, because that was highly suspected. Luckily there wasn't. We removed the infected area of the hoof. Possibly has slight infection of the pedal bone, but we will see. Pray for him, please. Elise had quite a few visits from the vets, just to change his dressings and things. But this was the third visit and they wanted to retake some x-rays just to see if the pedal bone is infected and looks like it needs scraping. So we did some x-rays and it's looking like it's good news. For the moment, the vets are quite happy with how it's looking. So they're going to re-x-ray in at least a fortnight and then we'll know for sure. But fingers crossed, it is looking promising. A little Billy update for you all. He's actually doing really well. As you can see, he's not on box rest anymore. He's turned out. He was supposed to be x-rayed last week, but the vets actually said he was healing so well, they were less suspicious of the pedal bone. So to give it another couple of weeks and then x-ray, and then the pedal bone, if it is infected, should really show up on the x-rays. So obviously that's really good news, and the x-ray is in 5 days time, so we'll know for sure whether we need to reopen the hoof up and scrape the bone, or whether we'll just continue as we are. Technically he should still be on box rest, but he was pacing around his stable so much, and the only reason he'd be on box rest is because his hoof literally has half of it missing, so you don't want it to split, but it's being held together. He's got so much duct tape and he's got some Teflon, which is like waterproof boat material. So he's got an awful lot of stuff holding his hoof together, and he's pretty quiet. He doesn't do too much. So as long as the ground stays dry enough and this is intact, then he can stay outside. I just now need to make a decision whether to bring him in today or not, because it's really windy and cloudy and I don't know if it's going to rain. I don't want to bring him in for the sake of it, because I think horses heal faster the more that they can move and keep the blood flowing to their feet. So I don't like box rest anyway, but I just need to make a call today and I don't know. Guys, I've got an update on Billy's hoof. The vet came out and retook loads of x-rays just to see if the pedal bone is infected, whether it needs opening back up and scraping. But drum roll, it's looking like it won't need scraping. They're so pleased with how he's healing. I mean, they took various different x-rays just to make sure that they're really making the right call here. But they said they couldn't believe how well he was healing. They put Play-Doh down the cracks just to get a clearer picture on the x-ray. They're going to go back to the practice and review the x-rays on the big screen. So it's not a definite that he's not going to need the bone scraping, but it is more than likely. And I'm just so relieved. As always, they were very complimentary of his attitude and I'm so happy. So it was a really big day for Billy yesterday. The bandages were coming off, he was getting a shoe put on, and originally we were thinking he needed a hospital plate, but actually with how well he's recovered, it's not necessary at all. So he's having a modified heart bar shoe put on, just with a bit to protect that bit near the toe and also a little bit up the hoof wall where it could still be a little bit vulnerable to infection. But look how healthy his feet are. We're not even a month later. I can't believe it. And I think that just speaks volumes of the farrier and the vets that he's had looking after him. He's just recovering so well. So he's totally comfortable now. He's pretty much sound. And we're just putting the shoe on and he'll be able to start having light work again pretty much straight away. I'm just going to give him a few days to kind of acclimatise. Why do the dogs always eat the hoof trimmings? So the shoe's on, the vet's just packing the front with an iodine swab just to prevent any infection or anything nasty. And then to keep that all in place, we put some vet wrap and one of his hoof boots on just to hold it all together. And then we've opened up the other hoof as well because that was looking like it could go the same way. So fingers